Let's talk about something that gives pretty much everyone a jolt of anxiety, getting an unexpected letter from the IRS. Specifically, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the most confusing ones out there, Letter 109C. Now, if you've gotten one of these and your first reaction was a mix of confusion and maybe a little bit of panic, well, you are definitely not alone. That feeling is completely normal. In fact, our source material for this explainer says it all. These letters are confusing, and honestly, the IRS system kind of relies on that confusion. But not for long.
So here's our game plan. We're going to break this all down into 5 simple parts. We'll start with why that letter feels so scary. Then we'll translate what it actually means. After that, we'll look at the automated system that sends it, expose the biggest trap that people fall into, and wrap it all up with a step-by-step plan so you can respond with total confidence.
Let's just start by acknowledging the feeling, right? You see that IRS logo in your mailbox, and your heart probably skips a beat. It's designed to get your attention, and hey, it works. But we're here to flip that script, to turn that feeling of dread into a feeling of, okay, I got this.
All right, Section 2. This is where we really get into it. Let's translate this letter from IRS speak into plain, simple English and bust some of the biggest myths that surround it.
So this is the most crucial thing to understand right off the bat. Letter 109C is not a bill. It is not a tax assessment. And it is absolutely not a denial of anything. It is simply an information matching inquiry. All it means is that the IRS computer saw 2 pieces of paper that didn't seem to line up, and it's just asking you to explain. That's it.
To make it crystal clear, the IRS is not saying you broke the law. They're not saying that the number on your 1099-B is automatically taxable income. What they are saying is much simpler. It's basically, hey, we need some clarification here. Can you show us the accounting logic? Just explain how you handled this 1099-B on your main tax return.
And this right here, this is the core of the whole misunderstanding. The IRS's automated system works on a very simple and wrong assumption. It thinks 1099-B equals taxable gain, period, unless you prove otherwise. But the tax law reality? A 1099-B just reports gross proceeds, which is a totally different animal from actual taxable income.
So let's move on because this is a big one. You need to understand that this isn't some agent at the IRS looking at your file and getting suspicious. The whole thing is kicked off by a computer program. Seriously, it's not you, it's the computer. And this computer program even has a name. It's called the Automated Underreporter System, or AUR for short. Just knowing its name helps, right? It's not some mysterious force, it's just a piece of software that's following a very basic script.
And here's exactly how that software works. Step 1, your broker or some other third party files a 1099-B form. Step 2, the AUR system does a quick scan of your tax return to see if it can match that number up easily. And Step 3, if the computer can't immediately see the connection, bam, it flags your return and automatically spits out that LTR-109C. It is really that simple and that impersonal.
Okay, this brings us to what might be the most important section of this whole explainer. We're going to talk about the single biggest mistake people make when they get this letter, and, more importantly, how you can sidestep it completely. Get this. According to our source material, a mind-blowing 99.9% of people miss the fundamental point of what the IRS is actually asking them to do. Let that sink in for a second. Almost everyone misunderstands the assignment. So here's what they get wrong. The IRS is not asking you to correct the 1099-B form itself. They are asking you to explain your treatment of it. This means you do not automatically file an amended return. You do not just give in and pay tax you might not even owe. And the biggest one, do not ignore it. In the world of the IRS computer, silence means you agree with their incorrect assumption.
Now, the letter will probably invite you to call them. Sounds helpful, right? Wrong. That phone call is a trap. Nothing you say is evidence, it's not legally binding, and you have zero control over the agent's notes. The real power move? A written response. It creates a record, it forces you to be precise, it establishes your legal position, and most importantly, it lets you control the narrative.
Okay, so we understand what the letter is, why it was sent, and what not to do. Now for the best part. Let's walk through your step-by-step plan for turning all this knowledge into confident, effective action.
It's a clear 4-step process. First, you're going to assemble a perfect response packet. Second, and this is super important, you're going to mail it using certified mail with return receipt. That's your proof they got it. Third, you'll keep an eye on your IRS account online. And fourth, Only if nothing happens after 30 to 45 days do you even think about sending a follow-up. So what's in this perfect response packet? You're going to create an enclosure index. Think of it as a table of contents for the IRS agent. You'll include a copy of their letter, your response, and all your supporting documents, like the corrected forms and the relevant pages from your tax return. You're basically gift wrapping the solution for them.
And you might be thinking an index. That sounds so boring. But let me tell you, this is the secret weapon. Why? Because this simple, boring-looking page wins cases. An IRS agent is overworked. When they get your packet perfectly organized, it lets them resolve the issue in minutes without having to think, dig, or ask their supervisor. You make their job easy, and they make your case go away.
Here's another little insider tip that should lower your stress level. Take a look at the address on that IRS letter. You'll see a code like Stop 6525 SP-SIS. That's not just random letters. It tells you that your case is already with the right back office team, the one that handles submission processing issues. It's not with enforcement, it's already categorized as a processing problem, not a full-blown tax dispute.
And let's just boil this all down to one final, really empowering point. The moment you submit your corrected information and the IRS's own system accepts it, the burden shifts. It is now on them to fix their records. Your job isn't to argue tax law. It's simply to provide clear administrative clarification.
So, we'll end with this question to keep in mind. The IRS used an automated system to flag you. Your response shouldn't be emotional or rushed. It needs to be just as thoughtful and strategic. When you understand their system, you can build a response that plugs right into it and gets the whole thing resolved. No panic necessary.